Hey folks, it's Owen here again with another Troll Slayer Battle Report, and we're on to Game 3 on day 1. And this is taking quite a while, so hopefully I'll get the next two up before Friday. But anyway, on to the game. So, Game 3 was rolled up as Blood and Glory. Blood and Glory for this one is 1,000 points for scenario. I hadn't really played Blood and Glory much, so my breakpoint was quite low. I didn't realise that at the time, and I think it kind of affected what was going on. But then again, I'm drawn to play Warriors of Chaos, who love this sort of stuff because they get to batter people and get points for it, which is great for them. But on to the game. So I lined up as such, and if you've been watching the last two reports, you know what my army is already. But we'll go through what we have. So I lined up like this with my eagle on the left, my 11 sisters a little bit further forward, just so I can take advantage of my shots. And these guys don't have any shots at all, so I needn't be too worried. Then 24 Phoenix Guard, full command, and I have my Archmage and Prince in there too. And then the Bunker Spearmen with the Noble VSB. And just there to the right then I have the archers who I put in the wood, roll for the wood and got a 1, so lovely stuff. Two ball throwers, one there just in between the wood and the eagle and one on the hill. Then I've got two reavers there just in the front, and there you'll have a vanguard later on. I probably should have put the two ball throwers on the right hand side, which you'll probably see in a while because there's heavy cavalry over there and I should really be getting rid of them quick as I can. So for the Warriors of Chaos, and this is a tough enough Warriors army considering he's an 18 in Swedish comp, which is extremely high. My army's 11.3 and I think it's quite balanced and nice enough. His is an 18 and for what he has it's pretty tough. But anyway, we'll go on here. He's got a Nurgle chariot there on the left hand side. Just behind it there is a hell cannon, horrible hell cannon. 3 skull crushers of corn, and then he has an exalted hero of corn in there who's on a juggernaut. He's got the charm shield and a talisman of preservation. Then rolling on to the right hand side, he has 10 Warriors of Chaos who are marks of corn, 2 hand weapons and shield. 15 Warriors of Nurgle who have halberds, shields, full command and banner of swiftness. Tough bunch, you guys. He's got 6 Chaos Knights with mark of Nurgle and source of weapons, which are going to be a cunt as well because they're tough, very tough. Then he has 5 Health Striders, which is pretty nice to see because I do like those models. Many people don't, but I think they look pretty cool. And then he has 14 Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch who've got shield, full command and banner discipline. And he has his general in there as well, who's just a level 2 metal mage. He's no BSB and he has not much magic, so I really should be taking advantage of that fact. So here's our vanguards, and he sends his Hellstriders up there on the right. I got to vanguard first, so I put my guys there just to limit him where he could go, so he didn't get to go too far. My movement. Yeah, there's an arrow there for the eagle. Sorry, I didn't see the arrow because there's a blue line. So the eagle goes behind the house, getting ready to just pounce out and wreck someone's head, and I put some reavers over there on the right hand side. I probably put them too far over to the right, and I probably shouldn't have actually moved them up that far at all. I should have waited until his warriors tried to charge me and then feign flight. But mistake number 1. And then the left, the other eagle moves over behind the impassable terrain, just to keep an eye on the skull crushers and hopefully get in their way. The sisters move up because they might as well. I mean, there's no point. They might as well get in range and stop for a turn or two and keep shooting. Reavers go up there, go to the left there, and go in front of my unit because those juggernauts are coming straight forward. No matter who they're going into, they're going to get seriously eaten up, so they're going to have to do a bit of feign flight and save me for 1 or 2 attacks hopefully, and then everyone else stays where they are. So first spell, the magic phase, and it turned out to be an irresistible magic as well. Arcane Forging goes off on his general, or not his general, sorry, his exalted hero, who rolls his 2+ for his charm shield, and he fails. So I roll, and he takes a wound, and then I get rid of his ward save. So that could not have gone any better for me. Of course, then there was the miscast to deal with, which ended up just being a feedback, and I got myself a wound. So I think I'll take a wound. I'm going to take his wound and his ward save as well. So shooting starts, and the archers in the wood get rid of 3 of these corn warriors, which is a nice start. And then the sisters open up and destroy a chariot, which is brilliant news. Not having that coming at me is going to be great. Sisters have really done a great job. And then we take some shots over here. I think it was with the Bolthor. Yeah, Bolthor was second to kill them. The Reavers got rid of a couple of models and Bolthor finished them off. Another reason why I probably shouldn't have put the Reavers so close. So Warriors of Chaos turn 1, and it was a pretty good turn for me. And I had left him a long charge here, but he was rolling nice dice, and he got himself, I think it was a 9 or a 10, so he makes the 9-10. No, I can't flee because I'd be gone off the board. So, well, maybe I could have fled. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to catch me, maybe just go 2 or 3, well, he would have gone at least maybe 4. Might have been, you never know. But still, I mean, they go in, there you go. And then his main unit of warriors with his sorcerer, well, not lower sorcerer, normal sorcerer, just walk forward. So the Khorne warriors, they fail the frenzy check, although they might as well have declared the charge the Reavers anyway. So they declare a charge on Reavers, who promptly flee. They redirect then into the Eagle, who also flees. So they go a small bit, and the other 2 lads fly off through my units. Panic test shaken, but we're okay. And then just other normal movement from the 2 units of warriors, and they trundle on closer to my lines. Marty sets himself up with a glittering robe, so his unit is now 1+ armor safe, which is nice for them. Into combat over here, and yes, the warriors destroy my Reavers. There's a surprise. But yeah, they destroy my Reavers and they reform. And it's High Elf turn 2. So, what was I to do? Well, the Eagle on the left hand side rallies. Nobody else was going to move though, because we didn't want to get any closer to the fucking Warriors of Chaos. So that was about it. Reavers at the bottom, then they rallied as well, and they moved normally over onto the right hand side. I could only move that far. I couldn't move any further. I think that was the only thing I could really do though. Otherwise I would have had to leave them where they were, and there just wasn't any room to kind of go around the units and stuff like that because they're so tightly packed. I also wanted to send them out there maybe to stop up the impending Chaos Knights, who are going to be a horrible problem. I also decided to sacrifice my Eagle over there to the Nurgle Warriors. I probably shouldn't have bothered doing that and sent him over to stop those Chaos Knights as well before they got into my other Bolthor. But yeah, I think I might have made a mistake there and just left those guys trundling along. Anyway. Poor picture, but that is Hand of Glory. That's exactly what it is. Hand of Glory on the sisters, who now have ballistic skill. Fucking, I don't know what they have now. They usually have 5, I think it's 8. Well, they're hitting on 2s anyway, so that's all that matters. Hitting on 2s. And hitting on 2s didn't fucking matter because the whatever they're called, Skull Crushers of Khorne, have a 1+ armor save, which even with the extra -1 only goes to 3+, and I think I had 5 wounds and they saved them all, which was horrible. Anyway, Warriors of Chaos turn 2, and the Knights go into my Bolthor. Oh dear. So that doesn't look too good. Now I had spaced them out pretty well, so it was going to be a 12 for him to get in there. I hope he just didn't roll a 12. And then up at the top, then the Warriors just wander up as well, just to get him in a bit more range. Other movement then is the Nurgle Warriors, who were blocked up with the Eagle, decided to do a nice reform and walk around them. Very nice. So that's alright. Maybe it gives me another chance to get my Eagle in the way. Then over at the Skull Crushers of Khorne, they did not fail their frenzy check this time, so they just moved up closer. So it gives them a choice of who they want to charge, or who I will get to charge them, which is what I should probably be doing. So on to combat. There was no magic really for the Warriors. He kills my unit, he kills my Bolthor, then proceeds to roll a 12, which brings him into the other Bolthor. Fucking disaster. As you can see, his rolling was quite good. But this is going to be a problem, because now I don't really have anyone to redirect into. And there we go. The hapless crew look on as the Warriors descend. Oh shit. But anyway, High Elf turn 3, back to the nice side of the board. So the Eagle brings himself over here, so if they do fail their frenzy check, they will have to go into him. Now that's something that we didn't do actually in the next Next slide. Spoiler alert. Next slide. But not next slide. Next turn. But I'll get onto that later on. For movement, then nothing else in my moves. I maybe should have moved those sisters up a bit so they can shoot at somebody else. But anyway, that doesn't matter. What I think I probably should have done is went straight into him with my Phoenix Guard. Declared a challenge onto his Exalted Hero with my Prince, who would have killed him because he has no save whatsoever. Mistakes were made. Turn 3 for me again, and the eagle decides to move over again to block those guys. Well, you might as well. I mean, he's have to try and save somebody, eh? And then the Reavers bring themselves in a nice angle, so when he does overrun, he'll go into them, and he won't go into my archers. So instead of me declaring the charge I should have declared, I send another Arcane of Fortune onto his general to try and get rid of a wound. But I roll a 1 to wound. What an absolute waste. There we go, waste of time. And it was also a miscast, so... Oh yeah, that's right, actually, it was a miscast. Fucking disaster. I rolled an 11, lost 3 magic levels, and all my spells are gone apart from Soul Quench. Not good. Back to the combat, or starting with the combat over here, and my crew do kill one of the warriors, which is unbelievable stuff. Well done, but they have been destroyed, and he will now overrun, and overrun straight into my Reavers. Oh dear. Warriors of Chaos turn 3, and plenty of charges here. The 2 units of warriors charge into the eagle, who does not run away. I was thinking maybe I should have run away. But he is quite fast, he would probably catch me. So fuck it, it doesn't really matter. And then on the right hand side, his general's unit just wanders up again. Now, funny thing here. Number 1, we didn't take a frenzy check. And because he decided to charge out with his Exalted Hero, who I didn't realise was supposed to be in the centre of the unit, not on the right hand side. So we were apparently shooting stuff at the wrong guy, which I didn't know. Now if I hadn't known, maybe I might have charged, but maybe not, who knows, what the fuck. So instead of all that, I said, yeah, fine, okay, that's where he is, you do what you want to do. So, and fair enough, Marty had thought he was there too, so it's only fair to just let him off. I mean, it's only a friendly game. For me, it was only a friendly game anyway. So Exalted Hero charges out into the side of the archers. Bam, they're fucked. Now, because he can move, he's moved out of the unit, they slide down to the right hand side, and they're now out of the way of the eagle so they can move forward. If that's right or not, I don't know, but it seemed right to me, so we just let it all go, and I was fine with it, to be honest. I know it's not going to work out too well for me, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. This, however, is a disaster. The Hell Cannon finally picks a spot and destroys the entire unit. Now, what I had planned to do in my next turn was to put the Phoenix Guard into the Skull Crushers. They should do quite a nice job. And put my entire unit here into the side of his general. With the combat res alone, we should be able to beat him. Plus, we'd have a lot of attacks anyway. So we should be able to kill the guy. What the fuck? Never mind beat him. Should be able to chop his head off. But I think the Hell Cannon put pay to that, and I got afraid then. I didn't want to charge just 10 guys into this guy. Maybe I should have, really. But anyway, what can you do? Combat over here then, the eagle is dead, and these guys will reform. Actually, there was an overrun, not reform. The Corn Warriors overran, trying to get into this combat, and they were very close to getting in. Combat over here, and the Reavers are dead, and the Knights turn around. And combat with the General. The 3 archers who attack give a wound on him. He's got 1 wound left. Way to go, archers. He kills 4 in return, but we're steadfast, so we hold. And I do believe we reform. We do indeed. We reform around the centre of the unit, and reform like this, so we have myself more attacks in, really. That's all I wanted. So High Elf turn 4, and this is where I actually started to do a bit of movement. So I charged the Phoenix Guard into the Skull Crushers of Corn. I think I should do alright there. move the Sisters of Avalorn around the side so they can get some more shots on the oncoming warriors over there on the right. And what I did with the Spearmen is I backed them off. I should probably have charged in and said, fuck it, like just give it a go. I mean, I'd have a standard, I'd have a battle standard. He'd probably allocate most of his attacks on the battle standard and try and kill him, but then I'd still have 1, 2 side charge. I would have beaten him on res as well. I think I probably should have done that, but anyway, I didn't. So we moved backwards and we tried to hide, which is probably the wrong thing to do. I also flew my last remaining eagle over to. Actually, where did he come from? Oh, he was over on the left hand side. Yeah, so I flew him over in front of the knights just to stop them from going into my other guys. So seeing as I had one spell left and it was a direct damage, I wouldn't have been able to do anything for magic anyway, so straight to combat. And the Phoenix Guard do great. They kill 2 and leave 1 on 2 wounds. That 1 marker means he's got 1 wound gone. Unfortunately, he allocates all the attacks on my general and kills him. So that's not so good. They do flee though, and again, I do something that I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have elected to try and catch him. Now, as it turns out, I wouldn't have been able to catch him. He probably ran too far, but you never know. But I said I'm better off just turning facing the warriors who are coming into me rather than just running off here. I probably should have went to get them and then fled from the Nurgle warriors when they charged me. But there you go. Hindsight is a great thing. So there we see Khorne flying away and our lads getting ready to, well, accept some sort of a charge off somebody soon. And that's exactly what happened. Nurgle Warriors went straight into the Phoenix Guard, so I elected to howl. I said, why not? I might as well. I mean, we've got as good a chance as any of getting through them. I mean, we strike first, take 2 off their armor save, but it's going to be hard to hit them. Still, never mind. We get rerolls. Khorne Warriors go into the remains of my Spearmen. There's only 4, so I mean, I know they've got a lot of attacks, but we can still get a couple. The only thing is that we can't get rid of their armor save, which is 4+, so that's going to be tough. Meanwhile, over on the right there, the remaining Nurgle Knights go into my Eagle, and one of them dies to dangerous terrain, doing something that I couldn't really do after a couple of rounds of combat. And then his other warrior unit moves over there on the right hand side. And for the second turn, the Trebuchet finds its mark right in the middle of the Sisters. Kills all but 2. So that's them out of the game as well. That's a disaster. Combat now, and Eagle's dead, obviously. So these guys turn to face. I'm pretty sure they turn to face my archers. And the Warriors of Khorne, we managed to kill 1, but they do manage to kill my BSB and 3 other guys. We have a rank, so we're steadfast, so we hold. And over here, we lose 4 guys, which is quite a bit, seeing as we have 4+ ward save. But what can you do? There you go. In return, the Nurgle Warriors only lose 2 because of some wonderful armor saves. I think I got 6 or 7 through, but the 4+ armor save just killed me there. And my mage gets away with it, doesn't get any wounds at all. So straight on to High Elves turn 5, and we had no movement bar the 2 sisters who were up there, and all they had to do was shoot a Skull Crusher who was standing there after rallying from the last turn. Did nothing to him, so they're going to be in a small bit of trouble when he charges. So straight on to combat, and he kills my wizard. That's all he kills, but my wizard is dead. You know, it's not that big a deal now because all he had was 1 spell, although he, yeah, it's quite a bit of points, and at this stage he's already got 1,000 for breaking me, so it's not looking too good for us. And on to this combat here, and this has actually taken me a couple of minutes and a couple of records to figure out what the hell was going on here. But I eventually remembered we lost 2. He lost 1 warrior Khorne, which meant that he was up by 1. I have a banner, which brings it to 0, and I have a musician to break the combat, and I win by 1. So he rolls and he fails. So he runs off, and we try to catch him. Unfortunately, we don't roll enough to get him. I think we were 1 behind after in the next slide. I should see we were about 1 inch behind. And Warriors of Chaos turn 5, and we were indeed an inch behind catching the Warriors, and unfortunately, oh god, if we could have gotten rid of them, it would have been quite nice. But anyway, so they turn to rally, the Corn guys rally. Knights charge into the side of my Spearman. Maybe I should have ran, but we're probably going to be dead anyway, so we leave it. In the meantime, he reforms with his Nurgle warriors there in the combat, and his Skullcrusher charges into my 2 remaining sisters who take shots when they come in, and they manage to get 1 wound off him. So we have 1 more combat to try and get that wound, and I hope that he fails his 1+ armor save, which isn't going to happen, but you always have a bit of hope. Warriors of Chaos magic phase, and the glittering robe is off on these guys. So what was difficult is now going to prove even more difficult. They've got 4+ save gone down to 2+ save. Oh balls. A combat over there, and the 2 ladies do not get that wound we wanted to get off the Skullcrusher, and he kills them. So very unfortunate, really are unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. The Knights do their job, they kill everybody in the unit, they are all toast. And over here, the Phoenix Guard proved their worth once again. They managed to get through and kill one of the Warriors in Nurgle, and we only lose 1 in return, so we win the combat. And final combat phase for my turn, well, for my game. So the Phoenix Guard do another great job. They lose 2 guys, kill 5 Chaos Warriors. That's pretty good. And Chaos Warriors flee. We run them down. We kill them. And we make enough to go straight into the front of the Chaos Warriors. Was that a good idea? I think it kind of was, because I had nothing fucking to lose and I had nothing else going on. So I might as well put these guys in the combat and let them kill something. Otherwise, I would have just not bothered to catch up, and then he would have charged me with the Nurgle Warriors. I would have fled, blah blah blah. Boring ending. Whereas I might as well go down fighting, seeing as I've lost anyway. And the final turn of the game, Chaos Warrior turn 6, is a bloodbath, as you would expect with Chaos Warriors. So the Knights come in on the flank. We have obviously the Nurgle guys in the front because we charged. But we lose 4 and I think possibly 5 guys. Didn't manage to kill his mage either. Fucking unreal. I can't believe I didn't manage to kill that mage. Or did I kill that mage? No, I don't think I did. I killed only 1 or 2 warriors, and we lost by a bucket load, failed our roll, and off we went, and we got caught and we're dead. So that is the end of the game. And it was a nice end to the game. Lots of blood, and, well, obviously not lots of real blood, but you know what I mean, fantasy blood. Was it a good game? Yeah, I actually did enjoy the game. It was a lot of fun. Marty's a really nice lad to play. So the mistakes that I made kind of were overlooked for the fact that we were having a bit of a laugh and stuff like that. I probably should have kept an eye more on what I was doing, but I don't think I did too badly. It was just 1 or 2 small things, and that 12 that the Knights made to overrun into my Bolthwar kind of got me stuck. Probably should have went in earlier into the Skullcrushers as well, kept his Lord there and killed him. If I had gotten rid of those 3 Skullcrushers and the Exalted Hero, could have turned to face the other guys, I would have had a better chance. I would have still had my spells. It could have been a different game, alright, but you know what? There's no point looking back at it like that. Just looking back at it, I can just think now that I just need to do some more things, be it a little more clinical and aggressive in when I need to be, rather than standing off and maybe shooting a spell. And that's it. So it ended up being a 20-0 loss because of battle points and blood and glory points and blah blah blah. So nasty loss at the end of the day. So it can only get better for me, So thanks for watching this one, and hopefully we'll have the next one up very soon. Thanks.